Welcome back to The Void, first time and long time sky watchers. I'm Science Ben, our guide for this month's celestial tour. This September's sky rocks, and in a bit you'll understand why that's a bad dad joke. Nothing to it, but to do it, let's transport outside and discover this month's sky. We're in the backyard of the newly enhanced giant screen theater, the Dome, here at the Danville Science Center. After a productive month, the Dome now has new and brighter imaging, truly spatial audio, and effect lighting, taking the experience to a whole new level. Come to the Science Center and hear me talk about Danville's live sky in the Dome. Right now, we are behind the Dome on Tuesday, September the 12th. It's just a few minutes past noon. Naturally gazing up, we can spot the sun, and just above that, we can spot a tiny lunar disk. The moon reaches apogee today, the furthest point from the Earth in its regular elliptical orbit. On the opposite end of the spectrum, the newly discovered comet Nishimura, or C2023P1, reaches perigee today. Last month, Japanese amateur astronomer Hideo Nishimura discovered the first new comet of 2023 using a Canon DSLR camera joined to a telephoto lens. C2023P1 is a long-period comet with an estimated orbital period of 434 years. As the frozen dust ball has been getting closer to the sun, its appearance has brightened. It is estimated that Comet Nishimura will reach naked eye visibility for parts of the globe. However, its proximity to the sun, reaching perihelion 5 days from now on the 17th, will make it tricky to see even if assisted. The following morning, September the 18th, the brightest planet, Venus, will be extremely easy to see as it will reach its greatest brightness for the year. Venus's brightness depends on two factors: its closeness to the Earth and its phase. Similar to how different amounts of the moon are illuminated due to its relative position to the Earth and Sun, Venus, as well as the other planets, goes through different phases of illumination. When Venus lies opposite the Earth to the Sun, appearing fully illuminated similar to a full moon, but rather a full Venus, the planet is actually at its most distant from Earth, resulting in a fainter appearance than at other times. Venus reaches its brightest when it is in the crescent phase, as it is much closer to the Earth during this phase than at other times of the year. Venus's brightness on the 18th will last for a few more mornings before the planet reaches greatest separation from the Sun. Returning to today's sun and following it as it descends past the horizon into the west, we can see what other objects will be illuminating tonight's sky. Just as the twilight begins to fade, there will be Mars present, but it will be a little tricky to see due to the lingering glow of our solar disk. Rising above the Science Center at about 11 o'clock, we can find gas giant Saturn, surrounded by some minor meteor showers. And as we continue on into the early morning, just as the day breaks into tomorrow, we can also find the largest planet in our system rising above the center, Jupiter, as well as distant Uranus. These blue dots you see in the sky represent some minor meteor showers that are occurring this time of the year. There are also some majors that are still occurring. This time of year is an excellent time to spot meteor showers. Most are best visible late at night into the pre-dawn hours of the morning. However, on the 28th, the sextanted meteor shower peaks, producing the highest rates of activity between the hours of 5 to 7 p.m. each evening. Named for its radiant point located within the constellation named after a tool for studying the stars, the sextantids will average a rate of 5 shooting stars per hour at its peak. We've discussed before that so-called shooting stars are not actually stars, but rather space rocks that have entered into and are being consumed by Earth's atmosphere. Meteors, or rather meteoroids, are bits of matter that break off of much larger comets and asteroids. Comets, like C2023P1 Nishimura, aren't even mainly rock, but rather are giant balls of frozen gas that orbit the sun, which leaves asteroids. What in the world, or I guess out of the world, are asteroids? We're about to hear a lot about asteroids, as NASA's mission to visit and collect a sample of an asteroid will be returning to Earth with said sample on the 24th of this month. The Origins Spectral Interpretation Resource Identification Security Regolith Explorer, or OSIRIS-REx, launched from Earth on September the 8th, 2016 to rendezvous with its target, the asteroid Bennu, on December the 3rd, 2018. It spent the next 2 years surveying an ideal landing site before touching down on October 20th, 2020, in the process successfully extracting a sample of the asteroid. This, possibly up to 1 kilogram sample, will be delivered to researchers in just a few weeks. Bennu was chosen largely due to its age. Its dark surface classifies it as a B-type asteroid that may have been formed during the birth of the solar system. Such asteroids are believed to have undergone little geological change since formation, making them an ideal site for studying carbonaceous material essential for organic life, as well as representative of matter from before the formation of the Earth. Organic materials like amino acids have been discovered previously in meteorite and comet samples. Such discovery from an asteroid could further support the theory that life can be naturally synthesized in outer space. After arriving by parachute to the Department of Defense's Utah Test and Training Range, the sample will be transported to Johnson Space Center, named for late President Lyndon B. Johnson, in Texas. A portion of the sample will also be transported to Japan's Extraterrestrial Sample Curation Center for study and curation under the guidance of the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. In exchange, the Japanese Space Agency will be giving the Johnson Space Center a sample of the asteroid Ryugu, which it collected during its own collection mission, Hayabusa 2. The Canadian Space Agency will also receive a sample of Bennu, and thanks for its contributions to the OSIRIS-REx mission. Once in Texas, NASA's Astromaterial Research and Exploration Science Division, or ARES, will become the ruling body of the bits of Bennu. ARES is home to the world's greatest collection of astromaterials, including moon rocks, solar wind particles, meteorites, and comet samples. ARES scientists will first examine the characteristics of the asteroid sample before digitally cataloging, then preparing and dividing the sample for more in-depth study. About 75% of it will be put into safe storage for future research. That which remains will go through a series of tests to better understand its composition, formation, and what it can reveal to us about the age of our solar system. Finally, this month we experience a change of seasons. Some people declare summer over when school starts back. Meteorologically, summer ends on September 1st in conjunction with annual lowering of temperatures. Astronomically, summer will end at solar noon on September 22nd, when the celestial equator directly intersects the ecliptic, resulting in nearly equal hours of daylight and darkness. This phenomenon is known as an equinox, meaning equal dark. We experience 2 each year. On the 22nd, we welcome the vernal equinox. Hello, fall. Get your scarves and pumpkins prepped. We hope you've enjoyed this brief discovery of orbiting space objects that are smaller than a planet. Join us next month as we discover other spacebound bodies and their impact on us. We'll stream into the void next month on Tuesday, October the 10th. Thank you for watching and keep discovering. Bye.